and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, it is Mega Crash, and I come at you guys back again, once again, with a brand new video, baby! Woo! And ladies and gentlemen, I want to present you guys with our next Pokemon Sun and Moon episode review. This is episode 94, and I just gotta say, you know, this episode is pretty much perfectly timed, because you take a look at what the episode is about. It is about haunted houses and ghost Pokemon and mind tricks and all that stuff, and today just happens to be Halloween, so I mean, I guess you could say that this is going to be a Halloween special here on this channel. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what I have for you guys here today is not only this episode review, but also to let you guys know that I will be doing Halloween-themed videos on my other two channels, being Mega Crasher Go and Mega Crasher Pro, so do be on the lookout for that. And I want to say happy Halloween, baby! Woo! So with that being said, finally, let's get into this episode review. If you enjoyed this episode and enjoy this review, then please be sure to smash the hell out of the like button. 20 likes, let's do it, baby, and let's get started. So, kicking off this episode, we have Ash and friends at the Pokemon school, and all seems well, except Lana doesn't seem like she's herself. She seems to be lost in thought and kind of sad. So anyways, we end up finding out that when she ended up going home, her sisters ended up coming up to her all excited and stuff like that, and as it turns out, they want to go to a haunted house. Yes, already this episode gets set in motion and the tone is set here, and you know shenanigans are going to be taking place, especially when you end up adding in Alana's two little sisters into the mix. So then we see Acerola making her grand entrance in the Pokemon school. Well, not really a grand entrance, but definitely shocked the hell out of me to see her appear. I'm just like, what is happening here? So anyways, her and Mimikyu show up, and well, things kind of got a little bit crazy, you know, from the get-go, because the thing is that you had her Mimikyu floating towards everyone else's Pokemon, and Togedemaru got really excited and pounced on Mimikyu, and the thing is that Mimikyu ended up deflating, and of course, that ended up getting a pretty scary reaction from the rest of the gang, but you know, as it turns out, Mimikyu was just okay. But it's just like, calm down, Togedemaru. Did you have too much caffeine in your coffee this morning? Jeez. So after that ends up taking place with Togedemaru and Mimikyu, well, the thing is, Mimikyu's okay. The ghost ended up going back into its cloth and floated away. But anyways, guys, we actually have ourselves Acerola actually suggesting to Ash and friends that they should make a haunted house for Lana's twin sisters. And as it turns out, the principal of the Pokemon school grants them permission. Oh man, can you just feel the shenanigans that are going to be taking place here? So after the opening theme here of this episode, we are then taken to the scene where we have everybody waiting outside of the Pokemon school, and it's late at night, and you know, it has to be late at night to have that spooky kind of effect when it comes to the Pokemon school haunted house. And everything seems to be prepared. We have ourselves Ash and the gang about to go inside, and we have ourselves Lana's twin sisters being super excited, as you can see right here. So let the shenanigans begin, baby. Let the haunted house tour begin, guys. So we have ourselves Ash and friends kind of behind the scenes, creating the illusion that the place is in fact haunted. We have ourselves the fog, and then we have ourselves Lily hanging a poor Pyukumuku off of a fishing line, you know, trying to make it look like it's a ghost. But the thing is, Lana's sisters aren't phased. In fact, they're very excited, and they actually end up grabbing onto the Pyukumuku. And well, here's the thing, is that Pyukumuku got really pissed off and ended up Superman punching Rotom right onto the ceiling, and it sounded surprisingly manly. So now on to phase 2 of scaring Lana's twin sisters in this haunted house Pokemon school. We have ourselves some of the other gang, which includes the likes of Kiawe and Ash, along with Marowak and Pikachu, dressing up as ghosts. And well, here's the thing, you can tell that things just didn't go that well. And yeah, we have ourselves Pikachu being stepped on and causing Pikachu to electrocute everyone else that's dressed up in the ghost's costume. And well, you can tell that it didn't exactly go according to plan when it came to trying to scare Lana's sisters. So just as we're about to go on to phase 3 of this special Pokemon School Haunted House tour, well, here's the thing, is that shenanigans really start to pick up here because something unexpected happens, and, well, here's the thing, is that we have ourselves the Cofagrigus head ended up floating in the air, as well as the ghost sheets and the Pyukumuku along with the fishing rod and all that stuff, and we're thinking, what on earth is happening here? And I was thinking to myself, it's like, okay, this wasn't part of your plan, was it? Because if it is, I mean, that's kind of hard to stage, if you know what I'm saying. And there's only one thing that could quite possibly have caused this to happen. So Acerola, the ever-so-quick thinker, ends up using Shuppet's foresight to pinpoint exactly what is happening, and as it turns out, we actually have ourselves real ghost Pokemon that have infiltrated this special haunted house tour, and yeah, I think you guys know where this is gonna go. It seems like the shenanigans level went from being like maybe a level 1 or level 2 to straight up level 10 up in this. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen now. Well, I'll tell you, one thing that doesn't happen is Lana's sisters being scared, because they're actually very welcoming to our special ghoulish guests. And we have ourselves them playing with the ghost Pokemon, and Haunter even licks them in the face. I'm like, that is creepy. Like, what the hell are you doing, Haunter? But as it turns out, Lana's sisters still are not phased. They gotta have nerves of steel up in this, I gotta say. I definitely admire their courage. So after being told by Acerola that if a ghost Pokemon likes a human too much, they will try to whisk them away, and we have ourselves the ghost Pokemon taking a liking to Lana's two little sisters, yeah, I think you guys know where I could be going with this. So Lana, being the bigger protective sister that she is, doesn't want them to be whisked away, because then how do you explain that to Mama Lana, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, we have ourselves Lana about to intervene, and Miss Magius ends up intervening and ends up causing an illusion. And, well, as you're seeing right here, we have ourselves Ash and friends that have been teleported, I guess, to a very weird-looking place. Yeah, where they got teleported to looks insanely creepy. It's like some sort of, like, haunted cemetery of some sorts. But anyways, we have ourselves the gang looking for Lana's two sisters, and as it turns out, they're seen playing with the other ghost Pokemon, and just as the gang is about to get to Lana's sisters to save them, well, they end up having a whole lot of trouble, because we got pumpkins growing from the ground, and what Pokemon do you know has a pumpkin for a body? Yeah, Gourgeist. Yes, Gourgeist actually ended up making an appearance in this episode, and I'm just like, oh, here we go, baby. That's one of my favorite 6th gen Pokemon. It's adorable. It's a freaking jack-o'-lantern, you know? But yes, we actually have ourselves some jack-o'-lantern-sized trouble up in this. Now, even though I thought the appearance of Gourgeist was cool as hell, the thing is that there's a sense of urgency here in this situation, being the fact that Lana's sisters have now gone missing and have more or less been kidnapped by the ghost Pokemon. These jack-o'-lantern Pokemon need to move out of the way, Jack. So, here's the thing, is that we got Pikachu bringing out that lightning, bringing out that thunder, and yeah, we have ourselves the Gourgeist standing absolutely no chance against Pikachu's Thunderbolt attack. And, well, here's the thing now, is that Lana's sisters are nowhere in sight. But, thankfully, we got Acerola's Mimikyu being good at pursuing people, so it does exactly that, and the gang follows Mimikyu. So anyways, after some traveling, we end up being led to some sort of, I really don't even know what to call this creepy looking place. It's a staircase that leads down somewhere. We'll just call it the staircase to hell. So, anyways, we have ourselves Ash and friends going down the staircase of hell, and, well, here's the thing, is that it definitely turns into a hellish sort of situation, because the staircase now gets all twisted up. I'm just like, what is happening here? Like, this is just absolutely crazy. And what's even crazier is that the staircase now crumbles away, and Ash and friends end up falling into some sort of weird portal that is teleporting them to another dimension. And after being teleported to another dimension here, we end up winding up in a place where the ground is floating in the sky. It's like, what? That's like some Final Fantasy VI floating continent shit up in this, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, we end up finding out that Lana's twin sisters actually have butterfly wings and antennas. I'm just like, that is super cute, but also really freaking strange at the same time. And, well, Lana isn't all too impressed, so she ends up trying to call them out, and to no avail, because they end up having Miss Magius cause yet another illusion to distract them. So this illusion actually ends up causing the gang to separate from each other. We have ourselves Sophocles and Mallow actually end up at a place where it's edible? You mean to tell me that they were lucky enough to be teleported to a place where everything was edible like freaking candy? Okay, well, things are gonna be pretty tasty, I guess, for them, but what about the others? What's happening with the others? Well, as it turns out, we actually have ourselves Lana, Ash, and Kiawe lost in some sort of forest where it showcases a Bayonet and two puppet Pokemon, that being Clefairy and Pichu. Okay, that seems really out of place and kind of creepy, but alright, that's pretty interesting as well. And speaking of interesting, we also have ourselves Acerola and Lana at a tea party? Okay, that is very, very random. Let's see what happens here. And we also see the twin fairy, or I should say butterfly sisters, known as Ho and Sui. We actually have them continuing to fly around with the ghost Pokemon, and I just gotta say, you know, I kind of envy them. I wish I also had wings to fly around myself. Definitely would beat driving around in a car, which I no longer have, but that's all good. That's neither here nor there. Anyways, let's keep going with this epic as hell episode. So after some time passes, we have ourselves Sophocles and Mallow actually ballooned up from them eating so much. And I lost my shit at that point. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, first off, what's wrong with Mallow's legs? Like, they're all twisted and stuff like that. It's just honestly way too funny for words. And even now, just like, I can't get over just the hilarity of this scene right here. And speaking of hilarious, we actually have ourselves Kiawe, Lily, and Ash turned into toys? What? They're turned into freaking toys. You've got to be kidding me. Like, that's just honestly so very strange. And speaking of strange, we have Lana and Acerola actually inside of a giant cup floating on a bunch of tea. Just what the hell is going on in this ghoulish fantasy world? This is just honestly, like, it would be too much to deal with at that point, but I just gotta say, this is also shaping up to be funny as hell as well, right? So in this tea party scene, more or less, it doesn't seem like a party, it seems more like a freaking rescue mission, and has a lot of urgency here in this situation. We have ourselves Lana's Poplio actually blowing a ginormous bubble to save them from a tea waterfall. And, well, they're actually floating in the air, but it seems like that their safety is interrupted because we actually have ourselves Drifloon and Drifblim approaching fast, and they are shockingly angry. I'm like, oh, this is not good at all. Like, what is gonna happen here? Well, we know what ends up happening, and this actually turns out to be a pretty interesting twist here in this situation. We have freaking Kamala, of all Pokemon, appearing in, I guess, this illusion, this dream, or what have you. And I'm just like, okay, did you pop a bunch of steroids in you? Because you looking pretty big, man. But anyways, with just one simple nonchalant kick, it ends up knocking away all of the ghostly balloons. We then end up finding out that turns out Kamala was actually having the same dream as everybody else. So, thank God for that. We have ourselves Kamala pretty much to the rescue because we have ourselves also the school bell making an appearance of all things. And you guys know Kamala's role is to ring the school bell, and it did exactly that, and everybody ends up waking up from this hellishly ghoulish nightmare. So after everyone comes to, they end up realizing that this whole thing was just a dream, and that everything is actually okay. But I just gotta say, man, like, that dream, it really brings a lot of tricks to your mind, and it just goes to show the dangers of ghost Pokemon, even when they're just trying to be friendly and nothing else. But it seems like a certain somebody isn't all too impressed, and of all of the things that we have encountered in this episode, hell hath no fury like an older sister scorned. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. We have Lana really upset at her sisters, and her sisters seem to be scared to death. It's as if they've seen a ghost or something. Well, we've been seeing nothing but ghosts here into this episode, and that didn't scare them, but Lana's wrath sure did. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going to conclude this episode. And yeah, you definitely are right when it comes to Lana, aka the big sister, being much more scarier than the haunted house. It's like, you really don't want to make family angry. That's for damn sure. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that right there is going to be the end of this review. I definitely enjoyed this episode. It was very much filled with shenanigans, and I gotta say, you know, I definitely love the Halloween spirit that this episode, in fact, brought. And I gotta say, man, I'm really excited for Halloween tonight, man. It's one of my favorite times of the year, and this episode brought out the Halloween spirit in ya boy. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you guys thought about this episode in the comments down below. Let me know how you guys thought of this review as well. Did you guys enjoy it? If you guys did, then please be sure to smash the hell out of the like button. 20 likes for this video. So thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you next upload.